Hi, Ray Hayden here, and this video is going to be a review of the a set of boots I've been wearing here on the property. I've been doing all this work out here in the muddy field and the formerly overgrown field, and you know, it's a muddy mess basically. And so I needed to not wear the shoes that I wear every day, which are very breathable and not waterproof. And I went with a set of shoes, I guess like high top shoes, kind of almost boots, but not really. And these are from Ariat. I picked these up, and this one here, this set cost me $125 over at the local store, which was, it's called Rural King, and that's the place where I bought the shoes at. Now the ones I've been wearing for a while are here, and this is what they look like after being pretty much beaten to death. And these are water, I guess, proof, very water resistant, if not waterproof, except I have worn, I put these in a light here, I've actually worn holes in them. You know, so there's a hole here so the water can just pour on in, and then the other side over here. Now, I don't think that this has anything to do with the boot itself. As a matter of fact, if I look at this part right here, let me get this in the light here. If you look at this one here, it actually looks singed. And I think that these things here took a beating from walking through fire. So I'm working on the fire pit out there and on the burn pit and the burn pile a lot. And I'm walking around on those hot coals. They're sitting there melting my shoes. So they protected my feet very well because I've never had any burn marks on my feet. No issues with that. The tread holds up very well, but I'm walking around through soil, not really walking around on pavement or sidewalk or anything like that. I'm walking on grass, dirt, mud, over tree limbs and things like that. But these boots have taken a beating, and they deserved, and I needed them to be replaced because I don't want to get my feet all wet. I have a problem. I'll make another video about that, but I have pretty much a lifelong problem with athlete's foot. I don't think it's anything that can be cured, in my opinion. And so I had to do, make sure that I did something. I got rid of my athlete's foot. It's not cured, it's controlled, and I'll explain that in another video. This one here is going to be about these boots, or these shoes. Again, these are the Ariat, and it has a little set of logos on there. They should have a set of logos on here. They don't. They don't. Oh, waterproof. Okay, so these ones here, right here, say waterproof. Usually they have like a series of different things on there, what they are and everything else. If they're steel toe, they'd say steel toe and things of that nature. But these are waterproof, and they really are. They've been just fantastic. They weren't fireproof, but they were waterproof, and they really kept that stuff out. It's kept the water out. So here's the old boot, right? So let's take the same boot. We'll take the left boot, and we'll put it up there. So that's what they look like after me just beating them to death for well over a year now, I guess. And this is what they look like when they're brand new. So they're fantastic shoes. You can see the red stitching on the side is the same over here. That's the red stitching you see. But this is what the boots look like after the nightmare I've put them through, right? And this is what they look like when they're new. So I'm going to get some good use out of these boots. And I got to show you something too. Look at the bottom of these shoes. These have held up very, very well because this is a brand new bottom, and this is the the old the beat up shoe, right? And we look at them and it's like these things are these things have been walking on fire. They've been walking on those hot coals in the burn pit. And I got to say, I would have expected them to be all melted and everything. It's just a nightmare. But they held up extremely well. So I guess I better tell you right now that Ariat is not sponsoring this video. It's not a sales or an advert, a sales per video or something like that, or an ad thing. Not like that. No, I'm just telling you, if I buy something and it works well for me, I have no problem giving the company a shout out. And these Ariat boots are just absolutely fantastic for me and my purposes. And even says right on the side of the boot that, well, maybe it says it on the outside of the other one. There it goes. Says waterproof right there. It's hard to see on this boot, but it's right here. It's like stamped in. It says waterproof right there. That's a word. It says waterproof. And then, of course, on the new boot, maybe it's easier to read. Maybe not. Get some light on it, maybe. But it says waterproof right there. Okay, right above that stitching. And they're waterproof. I've been walking around in that, like I said, the backfield, the muddy field, and the formerly overgrown field I took down from the thickets. These things have been walking through some nasty stuff out there in the mud and all that, and my feet have stayed nice and comfortable dry the whole time. So I really got to give a shout out to these boots. Now there's plenty of other boots out there and everything else, but these Ariats I picked them up. I looked at another set of boots, and I would give that company a shout out too, but I don't remember what company it was off the top of my head. And again, it was well over a year ago. But they were very, very comfortable too, but they were heavier. There was this heavier boot, and I wanted something that was as light as I could possibly get. They were more like my everyday shoes. Actually, these are my everyday shoes, aren't they? But if I was going to court or something like that to do a video or a presentation or something like that in a courtroom, these are not the boots I'd wear. I'd wear my everyday work boots, and those are definitely not waterproof. Now, the other thing I want to mention is I opted not to get a steel-toed boot. And the reason why I did that is I've had a number of things fall on my feet, and yeah, it hurts. But if there were steel-toed boots, some of the things that have hit my foot, maybe not crushing my toe or anything like that, but things that have hit where the steel toe would have pinched down into my foot. And the only way to get that thing off of my foot would have been to cut the shoe apart, spread out the metal thing that's now pinching my foot, and hopefully not lose a toe. But I've had a number of things fall on my feet because I wasn't fast enough to get my foot out of the way. And a steel toe would not have been the deal for me. That would have been a bad idea. And I figured that when I got these boots originally, and so I picked up the same ones to go with. So, I'm that kind of a consumer. If something works the first time, I'm going to continue using it when it comes time to replace it. And these lasted far longer than I expected them to last, and they've done just a phenomenal job the whole time. So thanks for Ariat for making a quality product. And I look forward to getting another year or so out of these. That'd be fantastic. All right. So I'm going to wrap this up on this video. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up. If you have any questions about these boots or anything, drop a note below. I'll tell you what I know about them and any experiences I've had with them. If you have any specific questions, drop that comment below. Let me know. Also, drop a comment below. Let me know you came by to say hi. Don't forget to give me that thumbs up, like this video. And if you haven't already done so, please subscribe to the channel because I greatly appreciate the growth on the network. Until I catch you in the next video, take care and be well.